In addition to the early prospect attraction activity that's been moving from sales to marketing, so too the lead nurturing activity has moved from outside sales to the telesales function. To help us understand more about this trend and its potential impact on your business, we've invited Brian Parnell, CEO of Grindstone, to contribute to the program. Brian?
Thank you very much, Jim. Really, it's about the industry as a whole, different verticals, different business types. They all have a need, and that need is to effectively market and sell their products or services. The challenges come where many of these sales teams are reluctant to do any proactive type of calling efforts to generate leads. And so there's a true need there for companies to become more efficient, more effective by integrating an effective lead nurturing strategy and a proactive effort to do so to keep a sales pipeline full. I think a lot of the challenges come with sales pipelines that are really not active consistently. They're usually dropping through the cracks. A lot of professional salespeople typically don't follow up with leads the way they should. And so there's a big problem there that a lot of companies face with potential revenue on the table falling through the cracks. Most companies that are chugging along at status quo have been operating in a comfort zone for some time, meaning that they may have been relying on referral business or traditional advertising methods. Things were comfortable. However, economic conditions, competition, other factors have become a big catalyst for needing to change. And so there needs to be more of a proactive effort to increase business outside of the comfort zone. And they may have been in business for years doing the same marketing strategy that may have worked. And now they're at a point where they see they need to be proactive because that referral business, that traditional advertising, has dried up. It's not producing the universe of potential business that could possibly be had by being more proactive. Some of the symptoms, your sales force might be reluctant to cold call. They might not be good at it, or they just don't want to do it, even though it's a necessary function of being proactive to get after new business. If you're not doing it, you can bet your competition's going to be doing it. A lot of company sales teams, they're professional closers, as I would call them. They're not necessarily good prospectors. And so you can kind of look at the difference between farmers and hunters. And professional sales folks are generally hunters. And so they like to be in front of business, closing business. So if you have a sales team that if their sole responsibility is to make cold calls and then as 80% of their time doing that and then 20% of their time in front of potential business, that's typically not a good, efficient formula for a professional closer, hunter, or professional salesperson. There needs to be a proactive approach to have a consistent effort that's done by a team that's skilled at doing it, knows how to do it, and is effectively managed. And what needs to happen is you need to align the correct resources with that professional team to become much more effective in the sales effort. In order to put together an effective prospecting lead generation program, there are a few key components that you must have for it to be successful. First is experienced professionals that are very, very good at getting through to C-level decision makers, business owners, and influencers. Second is you need a very experienced management team to support those individuals on a daily basis, to coach them, to give them feedback, to check in with them daily, to give them that support and motivation they need to be successful. Third is you must have a very targeted list, a marketing list that you have put together with specific criteria such as geography, business type, total revenue, employee size, and some other criteria that is specific to your target market. This is very, very critical in any campaign because you want to make sure that you're targeting the right types of people. Additionally, systems. How are you going to track the activity of this program? It's very, very important that you have a system in place where you can not only monitor your people, but you can track their activities, such as the number of calls they're making per hour, the number of contacts they're making per hour. Are they sending out information with requests? Are they closing sales? Are they generating hot leads? All this data must be tracked. Otherwise, you don't have a pulse on how the program is going. So it's performance reports, online tracking, specifically online is the best way to go. And it would be to constantly refine the program. Additionally, training. Training not just from the start of the program, but mainly ongoing. So ongoing training to these callers, making sure the communication exchange is there between management, yourself, and your callers. You want to be able to get the feedback and observations they're hearing on the phone, some of the rebuttals and objections they're hearing, and those need to be overcome very quickly. So the ongoing training piece of this is critical. Why would you want to use a company like Grindstone? First of all, we consider ourselves a premier business development solutions firm. And notice there's a differentiation between business development and a call center, quote unquote. When you think of a call center, you think of people sitting in rows of cubicles using predictive dialers with headsets reading scripts. However, Grindstone positioned the company to break that mold and really raise the bar and the standard in the industry. Our people are experienced, a little older, more mature professionals that engage prospects from a consultative selling methodology. They do not read scripts. They engage in conversations and build rapport. And so that's an important differentiation. Most people in profile of callers that we use are between the ages of 35 to 55. We have one gentleman who's 65 who's probably one of our top producers. Because we specialize in business to business and we do not do business to consumer, the more mature professional represents our client very, very well, especially when they're talking to CEOs, C-level decision makers, and business owners. One of the critical components of why we are successful is because we put a lot of emphasis into our management infrastructure. Management's absolutely critical to any program success. We have 40 years combined experience in our management personnel. They are there to support our callers daily with calls as well as feedback, coaching, training, ongoing support, and motivation. And it is them who really keeps the quality control element into every program. Additionally, we have a proprietary online system that we use developed specifically for business-to-business, telemarketing, and telesales. It allows our callers to work out of it. It allows our management team to gauge and monitor their activities from a performance metric standpoint. Additionally, we give all of our clients a username and access to the system so they can log in 24 hours a day. They can look at real-time performance reports, sales activities, appointments, and leads, as well as access to the database. We're very collaborative with our partners. It is our absolute goal to establish long-term, ongoing partnerships with our clients. And to do this, we are very in tune with keeping constant feedback and communication with our clients. We'll make sure on a weekly basis we have a minimum of one weekly conference call with our clients. They can talk directly to our callers, our management staff. We can talk about the observations on each program that we have. Additionally, Grindstone is proud to have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, which is rare for a company like ours in this industry. We have established this company as a solid leader with a solid reputation, and it's because we put a lot of effort into our clients' return on investment as well as the professionalism that we have established.